Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jamila and this is Jamila Creates, where we create beautiful things. So today I just wanted to do a few t-shirt upcycles because, t-shirts are all around the thrift and nobody really, they just kind of go to a landfill because nobody really knows how to use them for anything. Unless you like a good t-shirt, which I do as well. So, I have some upcycles here, and also I will be styling a shirt that I bought online, and I'll put the link in the description below, but please consider buying this shirt in particular because the graphic designer is local to Athens. His mom had posted about it on Facebook, and I think it's great to encourage local artists. So that'll be at styling that t-shirt will be at the end too. So let's get to it. Alright, we're rolling apparently. So the theme of this one is easy upcycles. That's just a note for myself for editing. I have all this embroidery thread, but I didn't like how any of the colors didn't really match with what I was doing. This is more of a minty green slash white color, or green white, so I didn't want to do that. I have already bleach dyed this, and now I'm just going to make a couple of holes right here and here for a drawstring. And then I'm just going to go around with this thread, sealing the holes in so that they don't break. And then we're moving on to the big stuff. Okay, let's hope y'all can see this, but make sure you're only cutting into one layer of fabric here, which is really hard because it's all sewn together, but you just So I hope you can see it, but I did a little tick mark in the middle of the bottom, and then I'm just going to match it up with this triangle at the top and try to be as straight of a line as possible, where I'm just going to cut up the top. So now I have it cut in half. I'm just going to add interfacing to the inside, which I have inside out, so both sides of that, and then sew in the zipper. Alright, so this zipper is a little long, so I pinned it all together and to make sure that's in the right place. I think what I'm going to do is just top stitch a couple of places just down here, and then after that I'm going to unzip. And I'll stop my top stitching like around here, so that to finish it off, I'll just fold these down. Or I could do it now. Yeah, I'll do it now. Okay. So I'm just gonna fold these down and then I'll cut them when I'm done and chop off the rest of the things just about here. There we go. And time to go to my sewing machine. starting print right here, leave it at that, but it occurs to me that that's not very special. So instead, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this as flat as possible and cut off the shoulders. I want to do it with my rotary blade, that's why I'm being a stickler about this. Yeah, I'll just cut a scoopy line that starts in the middle and goes around. Actually, I was going to use hot pink, but I kind of like this light pink with it. Doesn't matter. We're getting into it. Not using my rotary blade because I don't want to cut that low on the other side. Or do I? Yeah, I do. Screw it. YOLO. Oh, I regret this. Why would I do this? Oh, this side looks so much better with the scoop up. I think I'm making this intentionally asymmetrical then. I'm just gonna go, as I went upward on that one, I will go downward on that one. I did it. It's a thing and I did it. I don't like how this is. There. All right, I can fix that with my embroidery. So I'm gonna watch something while doing that. And I'm also going to free this neckline because you never know when you need a neckline. And I'll be right back. I changed my mind. So I don't think having this huge opening is going to work out for me. So what I want to do is put like a little tie on it, or a little cinching moment. So I think I want to take a belt. Now this is not going to be big enough. I'm just trying to find the right fabric. It doesn't have to be a real belt or a real waistline, but I want something that I could fold into here, have it cinch, and then have it tie. I don't think these pants are right for that either. I think it's gonna be this fabric, and I'm just going to cut, I'm gonna measure this and cut a long strip, then fold it over and go from there. Open. And I want this to be 27, so I'm going to put a pin at the beginning of this, and then actually I'm going to start at this fold, pin this shut. And 27 would be here. All right, I'm not sure how tall I want it. I want to be able to fold it. This is not straight, so there's that. I think I'm gonna have to fold it along the line like this. So I'm just going to fold it over, mark it where I want. I don't know why I'm bothering to talk. I'll probably end up muting this and fast forwarding. to sew this right sides together, although I probably should have done more than 27 at that point, but that's okay because I think this is going to be doing some cinching. And I'm too lazy to change the colors in my serger, so I will be using my sewing machine. After I do that, I am going to find the sides and put grommets in. I still don't love it, so this might be kind of hard to see with all the fabrics on the table. It's a little messy, but I still don't love the shape of this opening, and I think it has to do with how it's not asymmetrical enough. So I'm just going to cut even more and probably regret this, but just kind of down. Oof, okay. My rotary cutter doesn't like this either. I don't think I laid that flat at all. Oops. Okay. That's better. That is way better. If you're gonna make it uneven, make it uneven. Really uneven so that it doesn't look like a mistake. Okay, next we have this, which is going to cinch in this massive hole we have going on. I put 2 grommets just here, and I'm going to fold this in half, place it right sides together, and I decided it's gonna fold up. Oops. Yeah, it's gonna fold up like this. So I want most of this blank part going around the front. And I don't necessarily want it in the middle. I think like over here off to the side a little bit would be cute. So I have this folded in half. I'm gonna place it right sides together here and start pinning. These 2 layers go to this 1 layer. And should I get my serger? It's just such a pain to switch the colors. No, it isn't, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with my sewing machine. I'll use my sewing machine. I'll just do 2 zigzag stitches all around. And for the seam allowance, I think I have enough room to make a substantial seam allowance, so maybe 5/8. And I am realizing that these are different shades of black, so I might want to do something with this. Or I could just leave it. And leave it like that. I mean, think, who cares? We'll see. Forgot to put elastic in this, so I'm going to sew this elastic into a loop. Is it smaller than the thing? Yeah, that should be good. I'm going to sew this elastic into a loop and just place it in before I start sewing. So I did end up actually just doing a quick zigzag stitch all around that edge just to hold the elastic in place. And now I'm going to try a second time to put this on. Okay, so I want if it's the front, the long cut should be on this side towards me. What I want is for this part right here, the holes that I made. It's really important that you make your holes before you sew the elastic in. You see how there's no hole on this back side? This way you have access to the inside of the tube. And then I'm just going to place this right sides together. I want it to be about here, so kind of like mid chest level at the front. And I'm just going to put this right sides together here. And I'm going to be sewing with a 5/8 seam allowance, which is a little bit high for a knit, but I have a lot of room to work with. And then, okay, tucking this in because we want it to be right sides together. There's probably a better way to do that okay. We want it to be right sides together. I'm just going to pull this a little bit. Oh, wait, this goes in here, okay. I'm going to pull these together just a little bit so that I know where I want the side seam / arm to go. Is about here. When you pin it, make sure you have the pin sticking out really high. And then I want the ruching here to be even. Oh, you can see I missed a spot. That's okay, because this is mostly to just stick it together. Yeah, I think the side here is going to be matched up to here. That way it doesn't matter that it's kind of open here. And I'm going to pin that. And then on the back, I'm going to find the center back and where I want the center back. So making sure that the amount of pull and give is even. And just pin those also right sides together. And then when I go through the sewing machine, I'm going to have to be pulling as I go because this stretchy thing is way bigger than the opening. But just make sure that it's flat as you're sewing it and that you pin or you pull as you go, and you should be all good. All right, please excuse the messy background, but this is what I have so far. The elastic actually fits in pretty well, so I'm happy with that. I wish these were closer to the seam, but that's okay. I'm going to have to be putting a drawstring into that so that you can tie it in a little bow. But first I'm going to do a top stitch right here. And then the drawstring bow. And then it will just need the graphic. I didn't like how long it was, so I also decided to crop it. For this, I just cut off a piece of it at the bottom, and then I cut off where this how much I wanted and the serging or the cover stitch, and I just sewed them back together so that you can't really tell that I did that. This is how it looks like on the mannequin so far. The sleeves would need adjusting, but that's because mannequins don't have arms. Surprising fun fact, I know. So what I did is I just put this string in. It was pretty difficult. I would recommend putting it in with the elastic, just because these little holes were too small for a safety pin. And you see that little pop of pink, and I'm thinking that the graphic will have white and pink on it in the center. So yeah, that's all that's missing. So let's move on to some of my other upcycles in this episode, shall we? I have a basic t-shirt, and I'm just going to take a piece of tape and mark how tall I want the front to be, so that I can cut it at kind of an angle, but you'll see what I do next. So I'm folding it in half, but I'm folding it sideways. So the seam is in the front, the side seams, and making sure that they match up so that I have it the same way on both sides. And for this, I plan to make the back dramatically longer than the front. I marked where I want the front to end. And I'm also, in addition to that, going to be cutting open the center front. But we're not there yet. Right now, we're just cutting the angle that I want. And I ended up changing this multiple times, so don't feel like you have to get perfect on the first try. A lot of this is trying it on or putting on the mannequin, taking it off, and trying again. So here I am just cutting the front open at first. You're going to need a dramatically bigger cut than that, and what I mean is you want it to like reach the side seam or reach the back, and here I'm just kind of doing little bits at a time. But you'll see that by the end I changed that completely because it's just not open enough or open as much as I would want it. Okay, so I sewed on all the little ribbons off camera, and I also made sure to cut them at an angle at the end, or I guess I'm doing that now when I'm cutting them shorter, so that they don't fray, or if they do fray, it won't be dramatic. And I also burned them a little or singed them after I tied them, but I would recommend doing that like over a sink or something with water in it, just safety first. I didn't, but do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, I'm just tying these in a little bow, and then it will be done. This is not in my size, but it's for sale on my shop, which I will link below. So I can't model it. I'm just going to have it on a mannequin. But that's the project. Alrighty, last one. Please excuse the mess. This was like right before my vendor event, so or my first one, so I was in kind of a frantic haze. But the first thing I did for this was just cutting off the sleeves. I was lucky enough to find a long sleeved tee at the thrift, and when you do that, you can actually make little sleeve glove things, which I like. They're kind of in my personal style wheelhouse. So what you do with those is you just cut off the sleeves and then you tighten them on the seam, so you fit them on your arm, make sure that they're tight enough to just go over, and then you close up the armholes, or the top of the armholes. And I'm also cropping I'm cropping it, and I'm going to put a drawstring in the center front. I'm also going to tighten it in the center back. I think I switched those around actually and made the back the front because I messed up a little there. You can see I'm just cutting off the collar and things. I always save collars because I really like the look of them. Anyway, I'm just chopping that, kind of experimenting to see how I like it. I did decide to make the back the front and to just cut off the sleeves completely. Because this is knit fabric, it doesn't need to be finished or anything. So I just cut the sleeves off and I flipped it and tightened it in the what was now the back, and then did a drawstring. Oh, and I did have to cut the shoulder seams off and then sew them back together. So I did do that as well, just to tighten it and adjust the fit a little bit more. Now we're switching gears to the sleeves. I think I explained how I did this earlier, but it's better to see and hear. I tried it on and pinned how much tighter I want to make it so that would really hug my arms. And then I'm marking with chalk how I want it, and I'm also keeping in mind that I want to make a thumb hole. So I'm marking how I want that shaped just now because I think I'm just going to cut that out of the sleeve hem. And yeah, then it's just a matter of connecting the dots. And for some sleeves that I've done, I've elasticated the top of the armhole. I don't remember if I did that for this one. And it's in with my market stuff still in a garment bag, so I don't want to go looking for it. I'm going to say that I didn't, but that I would suggest that you do to make it a little bit more snug, although I will say there's nothing wrong with having it not have elastic if it's stretchy and out of t-shirt material like this one was. So yeah, I just did that for both sleeves, and then Jolene's grumbling. Hi, Jolene. Did you grumble? Anyway, I did the same thing for both sleeves, and then I sewed the side shut and made a hole in the hem just under the seam so that I can poke my thumb through. So the last thing to do is to take the front, and you'll see that I did a seam off camera. Oops, sorry guys. Where I made sure that the seam was extra long, or the seam allowance was extra long, so that I can sew each side to down to the front, well, the new front. If you're doing this, I suggest that you make your seam allowances even bigger than I did. So like I think mine was about an inch to an inch and a half. I think you should make both sides 2 inches if you can, if you have a shirt that will still fit on you. And the reason is because I had a hard time getting the drawstring that I made of t-shirt yarn through both the holes. But you can see that to make the t-shirt yarn, I'm just cutting a thin strip of shirt from the hem, and then I'm just going to pull it and thread it through, and this will be done. So thank you all for watching. I know it's been a while since I've posted like a real tutorial like this. I want to get back to it. It's just new timing with my new job, plus all of these vendor events. I have another one coming up in May that I'll post more about later. That's I've posted a little bit about on my social media, so I'm really excited for that. Um, and yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the rhythm of things. Trying to figure out how to sell things and also make YouTube videos and also work my other jobs. So it's been a lot of planning around. Plus, April is allergy month for me. So that was pretty tough because I didn't want to be on camera because I looked like a zombie. Thank you, allergy month. So, yes, Jolene, grunt. So, yeah, that'll be it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and follow me for more um, of this type of content and tutorial. And don't forget to follow me here as well because I will be posting about the vendor event shortly. And I'll have a link to my website where you can buy some of this stuff in the description below. Oh, and I also have the link to that to the t-shirt I'm going to be wearing at the end. I didn't fully style it just because I had been styling everything for my website, for my vendor stuff at that day, and it was kind of the last, and I was getting so tired. But yeah, you can see what I did with the neckline there too, is I threaded it. So here is everything. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.